We are Auxilium, a 3-person team from Poolsville High School in Poolsville, Maryland. We worked with the Hearing Loss Association of America, a nonprofit organization located in Bethesda, Maryland, involved in efforts to educate and spread awareness about hearing loss. Our subject matter expert was Ms. Lisa Hamlin.
I'm the Director of Public Policy at Hearing Loss Association of America. I've been here for 10 years now, but I've been involved in advocacy for people with hearing loss for about over 20 years. I was actually born with single-sided deafness, but because I had it at such an early age, I really adapted to it pretty quickly. It wasn't an issue for me until I reached about 30 years old and I got an ear infection. When I got that infection, I was literally deafened overnight in the other ear, which essentially made me feel like I was deaf. So I still had some hearing, but it changed my world pretty quickly. When I went back to the workplace, I started looking into devices that would help me in meetings, which was the toughest situation to be in because there was a group of people, I don't know who's saying what or where the information is coming from, so that was a very difficult situation.
We created our product, the Voice Locator, to help Ms. Hamlin quickly identify the locations of speakers in a meeting. We decided to use sound sensors along with an Arduino microcontroller in order to detect when people spoke around a table and used LEDs corresponding to each sensor to show Ms. Hamlin the speaker's location.
The original design was going to have the sensors and directional display all connected to a single Arduino and use arrows to display where voices were being detected. When we proposed this idea to Ms. Hamlin, she explained that she does not sit at the same seat every time. Not only would it be inconvenient for her to adjust the layout of the entire system every time she changes seats, but the change in orientation would also result in an incorrect display of the speaker's locations.
To remedy this problem, we split the device into 2 components. The sensor box, which contains the Arduino connected to the sensors that are laid out around the table, and the display, which contains the LEDs to show Ms. Hamlin the speaker's location. We use transceivers connected to each of the components to wirelessly communicate the sound data from the sensors to the display to ensure that the display changes correctly according to what the sensors are picking up. We also ensured that the display's orientation could be changed to account for changes in where Ms. Hamlin sat around the table.
In order to test how helpful the locator was for Ms. Hamlin, we measured how quickly she could respond to a speaker and how accurately she could follow the meeting. For each trial, we had 3 people speak in a random order, and we asked Ms. Hamlin to identify the location of each new speaker as the conversation progressed. In order to measure the improvement, we conducted 7 trials with the locator and without it. Ms. Hamlin's average response time decreased from 4.9 seconds without the locator to 1.8 seconds while using it. And her accuracy in identifying the correct speaker increased from 47.3% to 100%.
So the first thing I think that's hugely important is knowing which way to look when somebody's speaking in a meeting room is enormously helpful to me, and something I can't distinguish. With hearing loss, I have no ability to locate sound. I know that sound is coming out. I can sometimes tell there's being said, but if I don't know which direction, then I can't lip read and use other clues. So that's the first thing. The second thing is the speed at which it happens. So if somebody starts talking, I don't know where they are, I'm looking over here, but in fact it's from the other direction, then I lose the beginning of what they said. I could lose what's happening. The third thing is that I find this is usually helpful because it makes me relax. And being able to relax in a meeting allows me to absorb more information. In a meeting, it's important to get all the information that is shared. So I actually think this is very cool. I like it a lot. I think it would be very helpful to people with hearing loss.